What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost, and J.K. Rowling is continuing to stand up and fight against the radical activists who want her canceled simply because she has one opinion where she disagrees with them. 99.9% of the rest of the woke agenda she's likely on board with, except for this one thing, and that's enough for them to try to cancel her permanently. And one person who got involved in this, who decided to add their voice to the conversation to criticize J.K. Rowling, is now saying, after J.K. Rowling responded, that he is a victim and that she's playing with his life by responding like this. It is such an absolute joke, but it won't surprise you once you learn who this person is. DC Comics writer Andrew Wheeler claims Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling is, quote, playing with my personal safety for rhetorical clout. And of course, we scroll down to this. What an image right here. Poor Aqualad. DC Comics writer and former editor-in-chief of Comics Alliance, no longer, Andrew Wheeler, is known for pitching Justice League Queer. Yes, that's true. If you think that these people have anything in their minds other than diversity and representation and activism, you are wrong. Andrew Wheeler has Justice League Queer, literally an entire team full of gay, lesbian heroes. Is there anyone out there that actually believes that that book was written with a great story in mind, or is it all about shoving something down your throats and identity politics? I think we all understand that. Recently claimed that Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling is, quote, playing with my personal safety for rhetorical clout. And there you go, his love life, Andrew Wheeler as the writer, and there's old Aqualad right there. While the editor-in-chief at Comics Alliance, Wheeler made clear his goals were to radically alter the comic book world. He wrote, we need to get from some to enough. And really, we'll know we've achieved success when Captain America can have a boyfriend and Wonder Woman can have a girlfriend. For queer representation in superhero comics, that's what success looks like. And you know what? Hell, maybe it's happened because Superman now has a boyfriend. Gay Superman, Jonathan Kent now has a boyfriend. And of course, we've seen what they're doing with Wonder Woman and the Amazons in the comics as well. So maybe he's achieved all the success in the world. Of course, it's coming at the cost of no one being interested in these things anymore, crashing sales, people leaving the comic book industry, but maybe that's what you want. Wheeler's claim regarding Rowling came after he accused her of empowering far-right forces. On March 12th, Rowling took to Twitter where she wrote, I don't think our politicians have the slightest idea how much anger is building among women from all walks of life in the attempt to threaten and intimidate them out of speaking publicly about their own rights, their own body, and their own lives. And I think this goes beyond just this specific issue. I think it goes when you look at sports, when you look at, I obviously run a channel called Sports Wars for Geeks and Gamers. When you look at the amount of trans women who are now competing with biological women and immediately dominating the sport, I think a lot of women are getting very upset that they don't feel like they can speak out about things like this without being labeled something. In a subsequent tweet, she added, among the thousands of letters and emails I've received are disillusioned members of Labor, the Greens, the Lib Dems, and the SNP. Women are scared, outraged, and angry at the deaf ear turned to their well-founded concerns, but women are organizing. Now at Keir Starmer publicly misrepresents equality's law, and yet another indication the Labour Party can no longer be counted on to defend women's rights. But I repeat, women are organizing across party lines, and their resolve and their anger are growing. She continues, innumerable gay people have been in touch with me to say exactly this. Like women, they, especially lesbians, are under attack for not wishing to be redefined and for refusing to use ideological language that they find offensive. And now Andrew Wheeler comes into the mix here. He decides to add his 2 cents. Very quickly, he will be playing the victim after he's the one that decided to get involved in this. You are empowering far-right forces that endanger all women and queer people with misleading and hateful rhetoric. So now it's gone on. It's now women and it's queer people, not just trans people, not just trans children or whatever. Now it's queer people in general and all women. That certainly has escalated. It's not too late for you to walk back from the dark path you found yourself on. Please listen to the people who are asking you to lead with love. He would later add parentheses, I won't see your responses to this, folks, so why not spend the time you might have used crafting a scathing put-down and instead reflect on how the authoritarian right manufactures culture wars to divide its opponents. Love and light protect trans kids. So by saying I'm not paying attention to this, he adds another tweet just to make really sure that you know he's not paying attention to this. He likely blocked all responses or all notifications. He likely blocked a bunch of words because this dude is an absolute pussy. But keep in mind, this dude is saying that J.K. Rowling is somehow far right or empowering the far right. If you know anything about J.K. Rowling and what she believes, you know that's a ludicrous statement. But also, this guy says the authoritarian right manufactures culture wars. What the hell did you say? What did you want to do? You wanted to change the world, right? We need to get from some to enough. We'll know we've achieved success when Captain America can have a boyfriend and Wonder Woman can have a girlfriend. For queer representation in superhero comics, that's what success looks like. You are saying we need to radically change these characters. We need to take established straight characters and make them gay. But then you claim that the right is the one that's starting a culture war when you're literally declaring war on culture, when you're saying we're going to take these cultural icons and we're going to take them away from you and change them and make them gay. Okay, Andrew Wheeler, not a surprise. Well, he got retweeted by J.K. Rowling. Far right to little boy wearing a dress. Take that off. It means you're not a real man. I don't know if they would say that, but we'll get back to that later. Gender identity theorist. Wanting to wear dresses means you're really a girl. Radical feminist. Boys can wear dresses. You look great. Which of these two positions are most alike, Andrew? And now, after that response, he got very, very mad. In this tweet, Wheeler claims that Rowling is playing with his personal safety for rhetorical clout because after she quote tweeted him, there were some responses that she also quote tweeted. Or that she retweeted. Andrew Wheeler. I was prepared to give R, afraid to say her name at this point. You're afraid to say Rowling. You're afraid to say J.K. Rowling because you are once again showing yourself to be a pussy, but to believe she cannot conceive the scale of the abuse she invites into people's lives. But this is extraordinary. She retweeted someone who tried to link me to pedos, rapists, and misogynists. And we'll see the tweet that he's really upset about. He got quote tweeted here. I agree, the far right must be happy about the left split on gender. You have pedos, rapists, and misogynists are identifying as queer and coming after women who speak up about their rights, and men like this are joining in, which must be a really dark path to find yourself in. And when you look at the things that the far left is pushing right now, the identity politics, the representation, the idea, this push towards accepting everything, including things that were labeled in here. And if you don't think that's where the end goal is, you haven't been paying attention. These are the people that want to groom your children. These are the people that are mad if parents are actually getting involved with what's happening at their schools. And I'm not talking about the community as a whole. I'm obviously talking about the activists that are trying to control where some of these movements go. So after he goes in her thread and accuses her of doing a bunch of things, someone then accuses him of being involved in things, and he's very upset about it. Does she have any idea the harm she's inviting? She's playing with my personal safety for rhetorical clout. She's inviting death threats against me because I asked her to lead with love rather than play into the hands of the far right. Miss Rowling, please look at what comes so easily to you. Look at what you've become. P.S. When I say benefit of the doubt, I mean specifically with regards to her use of quote retweeting to her 14 million followers. Her attitudes in other regards have been beyond any doubt for some time now. This guy came into the conversation, then got mad when people responded to him. He went in her mentions. He decided to do this, but doesn't want to be held responsible for anything. And now is saying that by her simply quote tweeting someone who responded to him, that's some sort of threat against him. Do you have any idea the abuse that you're causing me? This dude is a weak piece of shit, which shouldn't really surprise anyone. He added this. He noted he made sure he didn't see any responses, so you're fine then. If you didn't see this, if you're that bitch made that you set up filters, I didn't see these responses because I immediately set up filters that blocked them out. But enough friends reached out in concern. I knew the responses were, let's say, candid and enthusiastic. These fucks always do this. They're like, I'm not even reading your replies. You try to brag about not reading the replies, yet you still act like a victim because of it. These people are insane. I don't agree with J.K. Rowling on much, but I do agree with her that biology is a real thing. and that you should take that into consideration sometimes. And the fact that she has that simple thought is enough to drive people absolutely insane. They're still trying to come after her, still trying to tear her down as she's standing against them. And Andrew Wheeler got caught up in it, tried to play the victim, came off looking like a complete and total bitch. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.